more in the belly, and even because I was always bottom heavy. So in 2017, I had most of my weight on the bottom, slimmer in the waist, slim on the arms. But now I'm pretty much distributing fat evenly throughout my body, which is like every year is going to be different. So that was 2017, 2018, now 2019. Where am I at? I'm beginning, prep season at a completely different stage. And I'm happy with it because of what Kristen was saying is I've made progress. I've put on the muscle mass that I want to. I'm keeping my body fat levels at a decent range but right now I'm trying to get back down there. Which would be like 15% for me. I would like to say 15-16% to start my competition season, to start my actual prep this year into November. So
I think it's an important thing to talk about, what kind of progress can be made too, in terms of not only body progress but like mental progress and like.
So we're gonna get into that.
Yeah, trying not to eat the bad things when you're consciously aware that they're bad for you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
And my dad.
Hey.
What a meeting this is.
Welcome to the round table.
Oh, you dressed up for us. Hey.
Wow. Talk about body composition. Let's do this.
Now we're talking up on the table.
Happy New Year to us.
yeah.
I think it's important to know that not only are there changes in your body or progress made in your body, in terms of like creating a ceiling for not going back up to where you were, but
that's what I'm trying to avoid.
But also in terms of like
it's a rebound.
Mentality and emotional health, in terms of why do I keep going back to those certain things. Like Shannon's a competitor. You're a competitor.
And it's also for people who are not competing but are into like, okay, I want to lose weight. I notice that there are people who compare themselves to how they were 5, 10, 15 years ago. You can't compare your body from back then. Your body's constantly changing as you're aging. Your mentality, your focus should also change as well, which is why it's good to constantly challenge yourself, constantly try different things, right? In terms of nutrition, in terms of like workouts, etc.
I mean, going off of what you said, yes, you can look back 5 years ago. I look back 5 years ago and look at your progress, right? But as in where you're mentally at now is going to be different in progress. Hopefully it's a better, upward focus in that direction. But I mean, you can look back at pictures and stuff, but you are in a different state. Your body's changing with your age, with what you're doing to it and things like that. So you can use that as where you started, but look at what you're doing now. Now is the time. So what am I doing now? What have I done last month? Be more present within
more willing to improve it.
Now. Stop beating yourself up for like, God, I wish I was that 5 years ago. Like, well, you're not. So pick up the slack and move on. Like, be comfortable with the uncomfortableness, knowing that, hey, I'm not the same I was 5 years ago. Well, then be better than you were yesterday. Yeah. So pick yourself up and move on, because that's exactly what you did from 5 years ago. Yeah. I'm going on a tangent.
But look forward to learning something new and improving yourself in different ways.
Yeah.
So
watching for trends.
So you're not focused on anything that can bring you backwards.
Yeah. It's progression, and progression has so many different elements and levels to it. There's levels to this shit. There's
Really?
You gotta throw in a little cuss here and there. Let's go back to awareness. So, like I said, I was totally aware of why I gained weight. It's like a lot of the times we get clients or just anyone that's like, God, I don't know why I keep gaining weight. It's like, well, you probably should pay attention to that more. And most likely it is diet-wise, and diet as in what you're consuming, not diet as in dieting. There's a difference between diet and dieting, okay? So diet as in your eating habits. So look at your eating habits, because it's calories in and calories out. you know, what you're
Nutrients.
obviously.
Let's go nutrients and nutrients.
Well, and then getting
Go to
into
the-
your calories, well, what is it nutritional, like is it dense, nutritional dense foods? You know, I know that I put on 10 pounds of fat because of the sugar, the non-nutritional foods. It stuck right to my bones,
the empty calories.
right to these
So that,
bones.
and that will help you make better decisions, knowing that, okay, well, that's, you know, if you look at the nutrients in the food as opposed to just looking at the taste of the food and looking at the whole food itself,
Yeah.
you can make a better decision on whether or not to put that in your body, knowing what it's going to give you. So when you look at the Ben and Jerry's, and that's going to give you one of those things, the flavor.
It's going to be more flavor and pleasure. Okay,
But
I take a
in
lot of
terms
pleasure
of
in eating
pleasure
that.
of eating something that's good for you and knowing that there's things going into your body to be used, that can
Yeah.
also be pleasureful. So, pleasurable.
Exactly. It's
Pleasurable.
pleasurable.
Don't be
We make up our own
pleasurable.
words here. But it is going on what Kristen said. It's like I find it
So
training and
switching your
eating
mind.
healthier and feeling my best and like it really just like I'm gonna get pumped up now just thinking about it. I feel so alive when I'm nourishing my body. You know, it's not that I like, you know, I don't regret eating anything, you know, shitty or sugary and stuff like that because I'm never gonna set myself up for that and say, oh, I'm never gonna have ice cream again.
If you-
I'm never gonna
yeah.
have chips. But I know where that leads to.
All in moderation. With
Well,
your
Yeah.
kinda, yeah. But in terms of like
But like, what are your goals?
short-term pleasures, know that your body's not going to be here for short-term.
Yeah.
And if you want to think about it that way, it's like, yeah,
If you
if
want to
you
take
wanted
it
to
there,
be here for a
yeah.
shorter term, then take those
Exactly.
short-term pleasures.
But thinking long-term goals and
And if you want
Health.
to feel good for a long
Yeah.
term and think about
Yeah.
your lifestyle, like I think it's important. Competitors, you know, they have that's
Yeah.
cheap meal mentality too, and maybe you can help a lot of people
I
think
don't
about
like
that.
doing that.
Right. In terms of that, it's not about that. If you actually are caring about your body, you're thinking about, well, long term or in general, what am I putting in my body that's going to make me feel good, and switch your mind into the pleasure state of short term to the pleasure state of long term, and that way you'll make better decisions.
help you
And
with
maybe
your
you will
focus.
say, I'll never eat chips again because you know how crappy,
It makes
or
you
Shana
feel.
would say,
Shitty.
that it actually is.
Shitey.
And yeah, and because you
Shite with Shan.
you switched your mind mentally to thinking about how good things can taste and feel if they're the right things. So, you know, because there are people that say, I'll never eat this again because you have really made that negative association